Hi everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and today I'm bringing back a classic eyeshadow project pan those eyeshadows. I'm actually also going to be including expand those pans, but we'll get to all of that. I haven't participated in pan those eyeshadows for exactly a year and the FOMO is getting real, so I would like to bring it back for a limited time only. If for any reason you've never come across pan those eyeshadows, the idea is that you work on a specific number of shadows and you're trying to hit pan. The original creator of this project is Alexy, and although she doesn't post on YouTube anymore, I've got her linked down below in the description box, of course. I'm also linking to several of my playlists because I've done pan those eyeshadows for years, but like I said, I haven't done it in 12 months. So I'm bringing it back for, I'm thinking, introduction, 2 updates and a finale. Just, you know, kind of low-key, and then maybe I'll bring it back for good next year, who knows. But yeah, like a little taster for me again to see how I feel about it. A lot of things have changed since I quit pan those eyeshadows. I've decluttered some of my eyeshadow palettes. I've definitely got less than I used to have back then. I don't know yet how many shadows I'll be working on. It's going to be between 3 and 6. Basically, there's going to be a ton of randomizing taking place today. I'm going to be randomizing the palettes. I'm going to be randomizing from 3 different lists. And I'm going to be randomizing how many shadows per list I'm going to be rolling in. But once I've randomized the palette, just like Alexy used to do it, I'm going to hand select the shadow. I think that makes more sense for me right now. And we'll see how I get on at the next update once there's rollouts, whether I stick to that same system or maybe randomize completely. So I've got 3 lists to randomize from. First of all, I've got a list of 27 palettes. That's all of my palettes minus the ABH Riviera, because I've got pan in every shadow. It doesn't make sense to try and hit pan anymore in that palette, obviously. And yeah, if you're not new here, you know that I already announced that as soon as I was done with my pan that palette in order, and that was the ABH Riviera palette, I would be bringing back an eyeshadow project. So here I am. So that's my first list, and that also excludes my 2 pan those palettes. The Too Faced That's My Jam palette and the Revolution Smoked palette, as well as the YSL Couture Quint, which is part of my 26 and 2026, my year-long project pan. But I've also added in a blush palette. My second list is 10 palettes that I have selected where I would like to hit pan. Yeah, not all of those palettes already have pan, but they're just 10 palettes that I would like to work on. And then finally, I've got 20 palettes that already have pan for expand those pans. So expand those pans is a project where you're trying to expand the pan on an eyeshadow that you've already hit pan on, but that you have maybe neglected since hitting pan. I definitely have been doing that a lot in the past. So it's nice to bring a dedicated project, or at least a dedicated palette back to expand pans. And I really just want to say that watching some of your expand those pans updates has really inspired me to bring this back and add it to pan those eyeshadows as well. So yeah, okay, let's do this. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm very caffeinated. So the first list I'm going to be randomizing from is the big one, all of my eligible eyeshadow palettes, and let's find out how many palettes I should randomize. So the only options in this wheel here is 1 or 2. Let's take a look. 2. Okay then, fine. Okay, so potentially I could be working on 6 shadows for my next update. Also, the goal on, obviously other than expand those pans, the goal is to hit pan. I'm not allowing myself a veto or like a threshold. Let's randomize the first palette. Revolution Rockstar Nude Edition. Interesting. This palette very nearly became my pan that palette this year and also last year. So obviously I should be working on it and hit another pan. These are really easy shadows to hit pan on, so that's kind of good. Second palette. Colored Rain Queen of Hearts. I'm very happy. This is actually also in my other list. So it is a palette that I would like to work on, and I haven't got pan on there yet. I know they're hard to hit pan on, but I'll take the challenge. Okay, so that's my first 2 palettes. And remember, I'll be hand selecting shadows. The next list is going to be my 10 favorite Pandos eyeshadows palettes, and let's see how many shadows or palettes I should be randomizing from that list. Just one, okay, all right. So a maximum of 5 shadows is what I'm going to be working on. I'm all right with that. Here is that list now, and let's see what I'm going to get. Obviously, if I get Coloured Rain, I'm going to roll again. No. Beauty Bay Retro Love. Cool, all right. I'm actually trying to still do No Pan Left Behind on this one, but that's helpful. Retro Love. Okay, it's a big palette, and I get to choose a shadow. And then finally, how many shadows should I be working on for Expand Those Pans? Just one. Okay, so that means 4 palettes, 4 shadows. I think that's a good amount, actually. Nice and easy start. Let's see, where is my palettes with pan list here? So just one palette, and then obviously if there's only one pan in there, then that's the shadow I'm going to be using. But if there's more than one, I get to pick. Oh, this is hard. Okay, Natasha Denona, My Dream palette. I think I've only got one pan in there. Be good to expand it though. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have to hit a pan in there. And I think because there's only one, I want to randomize how many uses. So I've got here the options. Twice I've got the option of just 5 uses. Twice I've got the option of 10 uses. I've got one option of 15 uses, one option of 20 uses, which is really hard. And then I've got X uses, which means, say it's the 7th shadow, then I need to use it 7 times. I think that makes sense. And maybe I'll wait with that just in case I've got 2 pans in there. I don't think I do, but yeah, I'll wait with randomizing the amount of uses for Expand Those Pans once I've got the palette. I'm gonna have to shuffle my tripod around and dig these palettes out, but I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my palettes out here. Let's start off with the Rockstar Nude Edition palette by Revolution Pro. Here it is, grubby looking. And I've already got 3 pans in here. And I've got 2 pressed glitters, which I'm also not interested in. It would be really fun to actually maybe work on this one because I've got a really nice dip in there. Yeah, I'm gonna see once I've got the other ones before I make a decision. But yeah, this is the first palette. Second palette was Coloured Rain, Queen of Hearts. I got this one from Louise, who used to be here on YouTube. Maybe she'll come back one day. I really hope so. I really miss her. I've got her link down below. And here is this gorgeous palette. Oh, definitely gonna opt for a shimmer. The biggest dips are in Royal Highness, this taupey shadow here, and then in Queen Mother, the plum shimmer. Sorry about the reflection. Let's take a look at Retro Love, another pan I need to hit in here. And I've got a very colourful palette here. I already have 2 pans in LOVE, the Lilac Matte, and in Be My Baby, a pink shimmer. Beauty Bay shadows are quite easy to hit pan on. A matte or a shimmer, shall I go? I think it'd be fun to do at least one matte, right? Yeah, okay. And finally, for Expand Those Pans, Natasha Denona, My Dream. I've got 1 pan in here, and that's in Serenity here. Can you see that? Yeah, there it is. So that's tiny. So it's a tiny pan, but there's a really nice dip around it. I think that could be really satisfying. And it's the 3rd shadow. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. So if I get the Xth option on my spinny wheel thingy, then I only have to use this shadow 3 times. Okay. Let's do that first of all, and then I'm going to swatch that one out, and then I'm going to build up the colour story. Okay. How many uses? Yay! Okay, that is lucky. Just 3 uses. Okay. I think that's a definite rollout for next time. Such a beautiful shadow. Very nice. Okay. All right, okay, let's see then. I might go here next. I've got a very similar shadow to Crown, which is a white with a sort of purplish flip. I've already got that in my pan, that palette, which is the Revolution Smoked palette. So I'm not going for that one. I think Your Majesty is probably the most similar to Serenity, yeah. Could do Royal Highness, but then that's kind of similar. Or the dark brown shimmer rather than the purple. No, I'm just gonna go for Queen Mother. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Is a favorite shadow, and why hold back on it? And why not use my favorite shadow in here, or at least, you know, one of the favorites? I think that makes more sense. Oh, that is so pretty, and I like this kind of shadow all over my lid as well. Okay, so that's 2 shadows down, 2 to go. What about this one? Shall I go easy and then do a matte from Beauty Bay? Don't want to overwhelm myself too quickly and then burn myself out on pan those eyeshadows and quit again. So nice and easy, doing the inner corner highlight with the nice dip in there called Naked. So that's this one here. Let me just swatch that a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Here's that, sort of visible. And now the Fun and Colourful palette. I'm kind of drawn to, at last, this sort of dusty rose matte. I think that could be really nice. Or Baby Love, but I think this kind of peachy matte, I've currently got that in my BYOP and it's a Glaminatrix shadow, so I don't want to, you know, I like working on the other one, so I don't want to double up there. I mean, I can always swap shadows out in my Build Your Own palette, but I've already started working on it, so yeah, I'm going to go with At Last. So this shadow here in the corner, nice and buttery. These Beauty Bay shadows are always so pigmented. Yeah, okay, and this is my color story. I think I could probably try and do a look with all 4 of these shadows quite easily. Or I could do a look with just 2 of them, or 3 of them, or just 1 of them, and combining them with everything else I've got going on. I am so excited. I'm really glad I've got 4 shadows. It's slightly more challenging than just 3, but also not 5 or 6, you know, I think I can do it. So, okay, just to recap, I've got up here Serenity, Natasha Denona, my Dream palette, just for 3 uses, guaranteed rollout for next time, which would be exciting for Expand Those Pans. Then I've got Queen Mother from the Coloured Rain Queen of Hearts palette. I'm going to try and hit pan in here. If I can't do it for next update, it's going to stay in the project until I hit pan, or until the finale, whichever comes first. Then I've got Naked here from the Revolution Pro Rockstar Nude Edition palette, also to try and hit pan in, potentially a goal met for next time. And then I've got At Last from the Beauty Bay Retro Love palette, the only matte shadow here with really just not a lot of use here. Obviously now I've like swatched it, so now you can see that I've used it, but yeah, there wasn't, maybe there was 1 use on there. I should actually mention, I got this lovely palette from Ruth, who also used to be here on YouTube. I miss all of my old friends here on YouTube. So yeah, Ruth is linked down below as well. The other 2, no, I bought those 2 myself. Okay, here's the color story. I'm very excited. I'm hoping for 2 rollouts next time. Let me know what you think with this type of format, because basically I've got, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, these 2 were for my big list. Say I only meet my goal on 1 of them next time. Should I swap 1 out for another, or should I wait until I've completed both of them for my big list of palettes and then see if I bring in 1 new one or 2 new ones again by randomizing 1 or 2. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're doing pan those eyeshadows as well, or expand those pans, specifically if you're doing expand those pans, so that I can link you down below and other lovely people can find you and cheer you on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Follow along. I'm hoping for some pans next time and expansions. Thanks again for watching all the way until the end. I really hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.